Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. Well, we certainly tested the 177.41 2.5-year channel top on Tuesday. We pushed through it. We even pushed through the 1% violation threshold to the upside by about 20 cents. 179.38 was the high before backing away to close back below this important overhead resistance. We have now completed our objective officially this week at 177.41. That was mapped out about 5 weeks ago when we closed above the 149.76, a one-year channel top. This 177.41 formation able to contain buying not only through August, but really through the rest of the third quarter. From here over the next 2 to 3 months or sooner, we could fall back into the upper 140s. And so this is the short play now, ever so gingerly, ever so carefully, with certainly restrictive risk management. You don't want to let that run to the upside. If we close Friday at 179.18 or higher, that would be your cue, your last sign that you would need for exiting a short position. So exiting a long position is now the name of the game, at least partly thereof. I'm always a firm believer that, if you've got a clearly defined near-term bull market in the midst of a longer-term price ceiling that we're still below, there's nothing to say that we won't take that price ceiling out. That could certainly happen. And if we do close 179.18 or higher on Friday, that is your indication to at least stay long some, if not get back in the saddle again. If you happen to exit a long position, take profits, and we close 179.18 or higher, then you want to find a way to get long again up to 219.64 over the following 2 to 3 months. And that really is the big picture. The daily chart has 177.43 to 177.41 on the weekly chart. You can see how we pushed to a new all-time high, closed negative on the day. Our downside pivot point right now is this channel structure that we did break about a week and a half ago, but didn't close below. At least we didn't close below it convincingly. And we opened right back above it the following day. It held, and onward and upward we moved into our targeted 177.41 region. But I do like 174.39. I'm not, so let me say one thing about this. I have it as a session containment level, mostly to clarify the sell signal that I think would present through the rest of the week were we to close below 174.39. Now, whether you buy 174.39, and this is really more of a day trade, 174.39, you can buy this level, anticipating then a push back into that 177.41 region on an intraday basis. But if we break 174.39 today, if we open below 174.39 today, 170.23 is in reach with present volatility. Potentially 168.50. So 170.23, though, is a 5/8 downside Fibonacci over the last week and a half extremes. That could be it for the day. But if we close below 174.39, I do expect 168.50 within a day or two. And that is, this recently formed 2-week channel bottom that precedes the longer term. Really, this is more of a 3-month channel bottom at 165.47. These two are both rising. This range is narrowing ever so gradually. This is a solid zone to buy into if you're kind of a 1 to 2 week swing trader, because in the 165.47 to 168.50 area, we could bottom out through next week and round up yet again to the 177.41 longer term channel top that I show here. But just know that now that we've tested 177.41, I think, the 2 to 3 month, possibly in as little as 3 to 5 week swing trade crowd can play the short side, anticipating, bearish continuation to the 155.38 rising channel bottom. There are other things, of course, in the upper 140s. So this is your zone, 155.38 down to 149.76. 149.76, of course, is this channel top that we settled above 5 weeks ago and still should offer a meaningful support on a near to midterm basis. And so it really is kind of what I would expect. Holding below 177.41 is really this 149.76 to 155.38 region as a 3 to 5 week target.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
And if over the next week or two we close below 165.47, you'll have just another, this could be a 3 to 5 day bearish continuation down to 155.38. So once again, in terms of the bigger picture, you can play the short side. I know we're at the highs right now, but we have yet to take out that 177.41 channel top. And until that is the case, I think there's really nothing to be but short this market. Do we have sell signals in play? No, we don't. Our first one would come with a settlement today, as I said earlier, below 174.39. And then we're expecting the mid 160s to upper 160s as a kind of a 1 to 3 day objective. And that is still an area that could cushion selling pressures on a weekly basis. And from there, we can round our way back up into the mid 170s within 3 to 5 days. So it is a bit stair step. If we were to close below 165.47 once again, that is your clear indication of 155.38. But because we've tested long-term resistance, I think you can begin considering this lower area as a possible 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week downside objective. And these little levels on the way down will probably test your patience, but nonetheless, I do think that is the odds-on favorite. Unless, of course, we close the week at 179.18 or higher. That is the violation of that upward channel top. That is the indication for likely gains, continued gains, as we move through the rest of the third quarter and into the fourth. 219.64, I think, a realistic 2 to 3 month target if we close 179.18 or higher on Friday. And I'm going to go kind of short term. I don't know if we have this. Yes, we do. So if we close today, and I'll let you play this, I really would like to see a settlement at 179.18 on an intra-week basis. That is to say, closing today, that is Wednesday, 179.18 or higher, could yield 186.39 by Friday's close. That would be a pretty extensive rally, but it wouldn't surprise me just given the fact that on an intra-week basis, we're violating 179.18. In other words, closing at or above that 1% threshold of 177.41. It could be just a mere settlement above 177.43, though once again, I would rather use 179.18 as your intra-week buy signal up to 186.39. And then if we hold above 177.43, or in other words, we hold above 177.41 through the rest of the week and then close Friday at 179.18 or higher, we have a 2 to 3 month buy signal. I do want to mention that on Tuesday, wickedstocks.com presented a stock pick in Wayfair Incorporated, that successful online retailer. It is, I don't want to say too much about it, but I do think you should go to wickedstocks.com and take advantage of our 5-day free trial where you will see that entire stock pick for free. It's about an 8-minute video. You'll see last week's 2. There's a handful that are still in play, still pending. You can see all of them, as well as our daily Triple Q and our daily SPY analysis, as well as our weekly Apple stock, S&P 500, and NASDAQ 100 analysis. This all for a very reasonable, I think, $47 a month if you decide to stick around past the 5 days. But if you want to bail after 5 days, I don't have a problem with that. Check us out at wickedstocks.com. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with Thursday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great day.